Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, The Cat Who Slept Too Much and the Adventure of the Day. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. In a small, cheerful house with a bright yellow door, there lived a cat named Pudding. Pudding was no ordinary cat. While other cats enjoyed chasing balls of yarn, climbing trees, or exploring new corners of the house, Pudding had one true passion: sleeping. If there was an Olympic event for napping, Pudding would have taken home all the gold medals, hands down. One bright morning, as the sun shone through the window, Pudding was already curled up in his favorite spot on the couch, right in the middle, of course. He had spent the entire night napping, and now, with a big stretch, he prepared for his next round of sleep. "Rise and shine, Pudding," called his human Tim. "You've got a busy day ahead." Pudding flicked an ear lazily and opened one eye just a crack. "Busy day? I'm already busy, Tim," he thought, yawning. "Busy sleeping." Tim chuckled, but he had other plans. "Come on, buddy. Time to go outside. You haven't had a walk in days." Pudding made a half-hearted attempt to lift his head. The very thought of leaving his warm, soft couch for the cold, hard world outside made him shudder. "I'm going to pass," he thought. "The outdoors is overrated. Besides, who needs a walk when you've got such a comfy nap spot?" Tim, noticing Pudding's reluctance, tried a different tactic. He shook a bag of Pudding's favorite treats, the sound echoing through the house like a siren. "Pudding treats? Come get them." That was enough to make Pudding's ears perk up. His nose twitched. He rolled over slowly, looking more like a sloth than a cat, and lumbered towards the treats. Tim watched in amusement as Pudding ate as if he were trying to break a world record for speed eating. Once the treats were gone, Pudding let out a contented sigh and staggered back to the couch. "Okay, that's it for today," he thought. "Now I can go back to my important work of sleeping." Pudding was just settling in for what he hoped would be a long, uninterrupted nap when something odd happened. The doorbell rang. It was a loud, high-pitched ding-dong that seemed to echo through the house, rattling Pudding out of his comfortable daze. "Ugh, not again," Pudding groaned. He slowly dragged himself to the door, his steps sluggish, as if he were wading through molasses. Tim opened the door, revealing the delivery man with a giant box. "Package for Tim," the delivery man said cheerfully, handing over the box. He smiled at Pudding, who was now half lying on the doormat, clearly irritated. Tim thanked the delivery man, but before he could close the door, Pudding had somehow managed to drag himself into the hallway, taking a long sniff of the box. "What's this? What's inside?" he wondered, his curiosity momentarily overcoming his desire for more sleep. Tim was about to bring the box inside when Pudding, driven by an unexplainable force, began clawing at the box. With one mighty swipe, Pudding opened a flap. Inside was a giant, bouncy ball. "Whoa, what is this?" Pudding thought, his sleepy mind momentarily distracted. He pounced at the ball, knocking it out of the box and sending it rolling down the hallway. Pudding's eyes widened in excitement. "I'm going to chase it. Wait, no. I'm too tired. But I have to chase it." And just like that, Pudding went from a lethargic lump of fur to an enthusiastic ball chaser. He lunged at the ball, his body moving like a blur. Well, a very slow blur, but a blur nonetheless. The ball rolled under the kitchen table, and Pudding, exhausted but determined, followed it under, managing to knock over a vase in the process. "Oops," he muttered. But the ball was still in sight, and he was so close to catching it. Tim walked in just as Pudding managed to get his paw on the ball. He raised an eyebrow. "Well, I didn't expect you to actually play with the box, but go ahead, I guess." Pudding, now completely awake and excited, gave one last push and sent the ball rolling into the living room. He followed, tail high, completely forgetting that he was supposed to be napping. The chase was on. After what felt like hours, but was, in reality, only a few minutes, Pudding finally stopped. He plopped down in the middle of the living room, panting. He had caught the ball, rolled around the floor, and caused a small avalanche of pillows. But now he was tired again. Tim chuckled from the doorway. "Well, that was something, Pudding. I guess that's one way to have an adventure." Pudding, his tongue hanging out and his body stretched out on the rug, meowed weakly. "I'm So, tired, he rolled onto his side, his eyelids fluttering. The world around him seemed to fade into a comfortable, warm haze. It was time to sleep. He had earned it, after all. But no sooner had he closed his eyes when a strange noise sounded outside. It was a car engine, and then the unmistakable sound of children laughing. Tim looked over at Pudding and shook his head with a grin. "You sure you don't want to go outside, buddy?" Pudding's only response was a faint snore. And so, as the sun began to set, Pudding, his brief adventure over, once again curled up into a tight ball on the couch. He'd had a very busy day, after all. He had chased a ball, knocked over a vase, and even made Tim laugh. He was a cat of action just after his nap. Tim left the room, muttering, "The most adventurous cat ever, as long as he's asleep." And with that, Pudding drifted back into a peaceful slumber, dreaming of more naps to come.